Before we move to the next type of material problem, I'll cover some part of theory for you. I hope you are reading the module book as well. It is exhaustive theory which is mentioned in your module book. I want you to read line by line, word by word. Please read it. No information is less important, so you need to read the entire module. Whether you want it or not, you have to read it, because you never know from which part of the module they will ask a question. So I will cover bits and pieces which are important with respect to, like, repeatedly they've asked a question or something like that. Those I have noted it down. I will cover it. Rest I want you to read it. If you don't understand anything, you can send a screenshot or something so that I can explain it to you in the next class or in the WhatsApp itself. So next topic for discussion is JIT. I hope if you have already gone through the inventory aspect in your graduation, then you will remember that there is a concept which is a JIT, that is JIT concept, which is very famous in inventory management. What is JIT? JIT is nothing but just in time. That means to eliminate all the expenses with respect to stock holding or stock carrying, what do? You use this particular JIT concept so that you eliminate the entire extra cost and you can reduce the price of your product ultimately. But then that also will cost you something. This is a very famous technique which is used by Japanese. That is JIT. JIT is nothing but just in time inventory management. Just in time. It is an inventory management approach. What do you do in this JIT? You don't maintain any stock at all. So you will tie up with your supplier such that as soon as there is a order for you, you will ask your supplier to supply the material. So you will never stock anything. You will only, there is no warehouse at all. You will buy only if there is an order. You will produce only if there is an order. So it is a demand pull approach. It is also known as demand pull approach. Now, wherein you will not buy or you will not stock anything, and the production is done only when there is a demand, and it is also called as demand pull, or it is also called as demand pull approach, wherein you don't buy unless you want to produce it. You will produce it only when there is a demand. It's also pull-through system of production. It is also known as pull-through system of production. How are you producing? You are not stocking up anything. You will produce only when there is a demand. Otherwise, you will not produce at all. This eliminates the extra burden of having a warehouse, stocking it up. But this company has to be very, they should have calculated their forecasting well so that they can use this particular JIT principle. Otherwise, it doesn't work out. There are many organizations in India who don't follow it, but there are few organizations who for some specific parts only they don't stock it. They use JIT, but for rest of the inventory, they normally stock it. So this approach can be used, need not be used for all of them. You can selectively apply this particular approach on only certain inventory wherein they cost you very heavy. That means there is no need for you to stock, and if there is no time lag, the supplier is ready to supply it to you quickly whenever you need it, then there is no need for stocking up. So you can go for JIT policy, JIT approach, and continue with your production. Next is in the inventory control. First one which we touched upon was inventory stock levels. If you remember, I had written it down. What are the different set inventory control techniques? The first control technique was setting inventory or quantitative levels. The second one is basis of relative classification. So let's look into this particular inventory control technique, that is inventory control through classification, that is on the basis of relative classification. If you open up your module, they have given you a lot of classification. Some of them I will cover here. So I will not explain thoroughly. I want you to read the book. So I will just give you the hint or the main part of it. That is, first one is ABC analysis. What is ABC analysis? It is a classification which is based on value of the inventory. It is on the basis of class value and frequency. We use it, value and frequency of inventory. ನಿಮ್ಮ 100 ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಔಟ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 70% of the product are repeatedly used, like your nails. Whether you manufacture chair, table or anything, Fevicol, ಇಂಥದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. There are few items which are not used regularly but less frequently compared to the 70% of them. There are few items which you don't use it unless otherwise there is a specific order of a particular product. So that means there are 3 different types. That is, the value is very high, and number of products are low. Low number of items. That means the value is very high. Value will be very high with case of, okay, let me write it. Value is very high and low number it is when compared to number of units. Here it is normal or medium. Medium value, and this is medium number. And last one is low value, high number. ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 70% ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Value is 70% value, and number of units you are actually using, that is, I will say quantity will be only 10%. Here it will be 20% value and 20% quantity, and in this case it is 10% only is the value when it comes to 70% of the quantity. Numbers nodidre jaasti number irutte, idu matra value kadime irutte. So if this is also known as 70-20-10 classification. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ, ಹೈ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಲೋ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. This is also ABC. High, medium and low classification is also, HML classification is also known as ABC classification. Next classification is fast, slow and non-moving. Fast, slow and non-moving. It is can also be classified as fast, normal and slow moving antanu ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Some books will explain in that fashion also. You need not get panic where the classification has come from anta. Both classification are almost same. ಒಂದು ನಾನ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಲೋ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. I'll write down the second classification. You can see fast, slow and non-moving based on usage. This is based on usage, how you are using the material or frequency of usage. Frequency of usage, based on usage frequency. You can't see it, right? I will write it here. Based on usage frequency. What is fast? Fast is it as soon as ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಲಿನ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್. If you can see, that is every day it will move on. Fast moving. Slow moving, not that regularly, like your cold drink or not regularly it moves, but it moves little slower than the fast moving. Non-moving is very rarely it moves. It can also, this particular classification can also, you can see in some books it is called as fast, normal and slow moving antanu ide ondondralli. Both are name. Idu idಕ್ಕೆ FSN antanu karitare, FNS antanu karitare. So whenever you read this particular two abbreviations, both are almost same. Fast, normal and slow moving items are fast, slow or non-moving items based on the frequency. ಇಲ್ಲಿ value ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. What do we see? We see the frequency, how the item moves on quickly. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ they move on. In the organization, big organization also, some of the products quickly they move, some move slowly. How do they make quickly to move on? They advertise, do all different marketing techniques so that it moves quickly. Now the next one is based on value, based on importance, vital, essential and desirable. This is based on importance of inventory. Importance of inventory. Vital is ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, ಅದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ you cannot manufacture the product at all. So this is vital. ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ you will find in spare parts manufacturing unit. Spare parts ಯಾರು ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಕಾರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, if you see in car, wheels are vital, ಟೈರ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ vital, important. Essential ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು, seat cover, some of them like those are essential. But desirable andre cushions on the seat cover, extra, something extra which is not, it is a luxury which is not a necessity. This is a necessity. This is a lesser necessity, but however essential, it is needed. But this is completely luxurious item, desirable. So you can go use the spare. Some of the spare parts are not required. That like no dying need ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ, ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಕಾರಿಗೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಸೀಟ್ ಕವರ್ ಹಾಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ರೆಕ್ಸಿನ್ ಕವರ್ ಹಾಕಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್ ಅದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ probably we put ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾರ್ ಕವರ್ ತಗೊಂಡೇ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ವೈಟಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು it should not get damaged. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿಬಾರ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಧೂಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ. You want to show it is vital. And some are desirable, like beautification of your car, like you have something inside, lot of cushions, or like probably a seat cover is refurbished, or you have steering do cover iruttalla adanna hakiskobodu. And you may have a various component. You want to have a stand for your phone or something extra which is not actually needed to run the car. ಓಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕು. ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್, ನೀಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ. ಅದಿಲ್ದೇನು ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇರೆ ತರನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್. ಲೈಕ್ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಕವರ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ನೀಡ್ ಆ ನಟ್ಗಳು ಕಾಣಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕವರ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದ ಕಾರ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್, ಬಟ್ ನಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈಟಲ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ bifurcated based on the importance of the inventory. This is VED. How it is called? VED analysis of inventory anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. Next one is GOLF. G stands for government, O stands for ordinary, and L stands for local, and F stands for foreign suppliers. So your inventory is bifurcated based on the suppliers. This is based on suppliers. ಯಾರು ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? Are you buying it from the government? Are you buying it from an ordinary, let's say, ordinary supplier? Maybe like, you have, like, you are actually buying it from the market or something. Like ordinary supplier he is not a government person. Local will be a private organizations who are supplying foreign. Either it can be bifurcated between either of them. So this is based on supplier. Inventory is bifurcated between various suppliers. Now these are with respect to inventory control, basis of relative classification, and you control the inventory. Let's now look into the next one, ratio analysis. Quickly let's finish the theory part so that we can solve some more problems.
Ma'am,
Yes,
another one is there, ma'am.
yes,
Another type is also there, ma'am. HM.
another. Yes, tell me which one it is.
High cost, medium cost, and low cost.
Yes, I explained it here. High cost, here see, look at it. It is HML, right? Okay, I will write it down for
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
It is a subclassification of your ABC analysis only. However, it is separately given in some books. Some books they have included it in the ABC analysis. This is okay. I will explain this also. This is high cost, medium cost, and low cost. HML based on the value cost of your inventory. This is based on cost of inventory. This is actually included in your ABC analysis. I just gave you 70, 20, 10, wherein the value of the high is 10, and 20 is medium, and 70 is your value wise. It is 70 is high, medium is 20, high, lower is 10. Whereas in case of numbers, if you see numbers, it will be different. It is 10, 20, and 70. This 70 idre 10% irutte. This 20, 20. This is 10, 70. This is how it is. So all are, both are clubbed in some of them they give you separately. When you are explaining the theory, you can separately give the HML as one of the classification. Any other classifications you have?
No, ma'am.
Okay, in some of the books there are some more classification. Have a look at it, some other textbooks also. There are many other classifications which are used. These are some which has been listed in our module. Okay. Now let's look into ratio analysis. In inventory control, first is your setting up of your levels. Second one is classification. Third one is ratio analysis. Third one, ratio analysis. Okay, ratio analysis. These are some of the analysis which helps you to take some important decisions in case of inventory. First one, write down, it is yield ratio. Yield ratio. Yield ratio will be how much is output with respect to input. Second one is input output ratio. This is reversal of your yield ratio. Input output ratio. How do you get this input output ratio? It is input divided by output will give me the input output ratio. Third one, inventory turnover ratio. Inventory turnover ratio. This is given in the form. This is given by a formula. Inventory turnover ratio is equal to cost of material consumed divided by, this is during a period, okay, for a particular period. This is cost of material consumed in a period divided by cost of average stock held during the same period. This is inventory turnover ratio. And we have another one, fourth one, write down average stock, which you already know we have been calculating. This is opening, you might have seen actually, opening plus closing stock divided by 2 will give me the average stock. And we have one more calculation. We do fifth one, write down number of days you are holding the stock. So average number of days of inventory holding. Average number of days of inventory holding. How long I hold my inventory when I buy is the question here. How long I am holding the inventory. ತುಂಬಾ ದಿನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ರೆ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಅಂತ, ಬೇಗ ಬೇಗ ಖರ್ಚಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. That show that turnover should be much quicker when compared to holding the stock. So this is given by 360 days or whatever, 12 months, whatever you want to take it on the top, divided by ITR. This is this inventory turnover ratio. First you should calculate inventory turnover ratio, then you will get the average number of days of inventory holding. So this is the fifth ratio with respect to ratio analysis. Okay, now quantity based computation also we do it. How much are we using it? Based on this particular ratio, what do we do? If it is how many days we are holding it, based on that we decide whether it is fast moving, slow moving, or it is average moving. Based on that we find out actually. We'll solve the problem and I will give you this particular note for you. Let's solve one of the problems so that I will be able to explain it to you. Yes, the problem number 17. If you open up problem number 17, we'll solve this particular problem, which says find out the fast moving material from the following information. Which is the fast moving material ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. So you need to calculate the inventory turnover ratio in this case, so that you can actually calculate and show the how quickly the material is moving. So let's quickly solve this particular problem. That is, whether it is slow moving or fast moving, we'll get to know. So what is the information which is given in this particular problem? I'll quickly read out the problem for you. Material turnover ratio, slow or fast moving material, we need to find out. Find out the fast moving material from the following. We have two different types of material, material X and material Y. Maximum stock level is 2,500, 1,200 for Y. Minimum stock level is 1,000 for X and 600 for Y. Issues during the period, average, they've given you. Issues, how much is the issued? It is 31,250 kgs has been issued with in respect to X, and in respect to Y, it is 5,400 kgs. So material, cost of material consumed, they have already given it to you. Cost per kg of material, they have also given you the cost per kg of material. This is 45 and 60 rupees. Let's first find out each of the sum of the ratios, so that you will be able to calculate and come to a conclusion that which one is fast moving and which one is slow moving. First and foremost, I need to know how much was consumed in the entire period. So I have consumption which is already given. I will use that information. Since there are two products, I will write it in the tabular form, one column for X and one column for Y. So write down, one is particulars. This is for material X and for material Y. Yes. First and foremost, what information I have? I have how much is the consumption in the entire year, I know. So it is issues during the period is the consumption, which is very important for my calculation of ITR. So let me write down consumption. First and foremost is consumption. Consumption of X material is 31,250. 31,250. Second one is Y is how much it is? It is 5,400. 5,400 kgs. Both are in kgs. Consumptions are in kg. Okay. Now, first and foremost, look at cost of material consumed divided by cost of average stock held. I need to find out. Here, since the cost is yes, here it is cost of material consumed divided by average cost of average stock held. Look at the consumption they have given. I need to find out the average stock also. How much is the average stock? Let me calculate 2. Average stock. How much is the average stock? Average stock is calculated using, they have given maximum and minimum divided by 2. So maximum is, for X it is maximum for X is how much? Yes, X is 2,500 is maximum. So it is 2,500 plus 1,000 divided by 2. So 3,500 divided by it is 1,750 kgs. Next one is for material Y. Material Y, it is 1200, sorry, 1200. Can you see further? Yes. Plus, it is 600 will be 1800. This is divided by 2. So 1800 divided by 2 is 900 kgs. This is the average stock. Now, since I have the material turnover ITR, if the cost is same, I can use it. I can use the cost of material for both of them. I can use it. Since the cost, the price of each material different, I am going to use, leaving this material consumed period, material consumed divided by average stock I am going to use, because the price of the X and price of the Y are different. So let me try use the material turnover ratio, that is inventory turnover ratio, third one, inventory turnover ratio. How do I get here? It is total consumed, that is 31,250 divided by 1,750. Since the price of X and Y are different, I'm going to use only the kgs here. If it is same for both, I can use the cost. Then I can compare both of them. Here I cannot compare because both of them have the different, but kgs is same measure. So I'm going to use only the weight here. So how much is the 31,250 divided by 1,750? That will give me 17.86. 17.86 times. That means how many times the stocks are converted into the product? 1750 full manufacture ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ 1750 manufacture ಮತ್ತೆ 1000 manufacture ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? 17.86 times it happens. I am holding the stock of 1750. It gets converted into product and it is sold, and again I buy and do, and that means it is turning over. Raw material is converted into finished product and sold. Again raw material comes and again I sell it. So 1750 ಬರ್ತನೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 31,250 is divided by 1,750. That is 17.86 times. I'm converting my raw material into finished product. I'm using the raw material so many different times. Next one, for Y. Y, it is 5,400 divided by 9. That will give me 900. That will give me 6 times. So in the period, I am using the entire material only 6 times. So this 17.86 times is much higher when compared to Y. So let's now move to number of, to come to a conclusion whether it is fast moving or not. Your ITR is important, and also the average number of days your inventory holding is also important. So let's write down the next fourth one. Number of days, average number of days of inventory holding. In this case, let me take 360 days as, have they given how many number of days we need to take? No, they have not given. So I'm going to use 365 days as, so 365 days divided by 17.86 times. So how much it comes to? 365 divided by 17.86 will give me 21 days. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 21 ಡೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 21 ಡೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ತರ. So every 21 days you are getting the stock and you are actually moving the stock to your production. What about the next one? Next one, let's see. 365 divided by 6. How much this comes to? 61 days. So I'm holding the stock of Y for 61 days. That is much higher than 3 times, almost close to 3 times higher than the material X. So you can come to a conclusion that material X is much faster than compared to Y. Y is slower than X. Let's now come to the conclusion. What they have asked is, which is the fast moving material? You can say material X is fast moving This is slower moving material compared to X. Y is slower moving, and comparatively it is, why it is? Because this is having higher inventory turnover ratio and lower number of days of holding. In this case, it is lower inventory turnover ratio and higher number of days of holding. That is the reason we have come to a conclusion that X is faster when compared to Y. This was asked long back in 1997. After that, they have not asked. They have asked couple of them, but probably they have not asked this particular question. But similar one they might have asked in theory to classify how do you control the inventory, explain it different types wherein you are actually controlling the inventory in different manner. So then you may have to give an example and write down about ITR and the number of days of inventory holding, so that you are able to explain it to the examiner that you know that there is a ratio analysis which is used for inventory control as well. So let's move to the next problem, that is computation of landed cost. This is a very simple problem. Long back they had asked, but then how to calculate? Idರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಹಿಚ್ಚಿದೆ. How do you bifurcate between your GST when you are buying two different products, two different weight and two different price is there, and GST is common, ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ತರ bifurcate ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ with respect to GST, with respect to railway freight, all that. So how do you actually bifurcate between some of the common expenses, how you bifurcate between two different products? So quickly I will erase this particular portion of the board. So what you have come to the conclusion, you should always have a higher ITR and lower inventory holding period. Okay, let's move to the next problem, computation of landed cost. How much time is left in this presentation? Okay, I will read out the problem for you. Krishna Limited purchased two materials X and Y. The invoice showed the following details. Material X is 4000 kg. Material X ಎಷ್ಟು purchase ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ only 4000 kg at rupees 2 rupee 50 paise. Whereas material Y ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ 3200 kg at 3 rupees 25 paise. The price is higher with respect to Y, and X is